put 122 points on R8 are actually nuts. Of course, I've got Twisted Minds going in this one. Series score, I'll take a shot in the dark and probably say like 4-2. I do think this is definitely a little bit closer than what we saw in our last series, but I do still have Twisted Minds prevailing. I mean, you can't discredit this entire roster there. Insane, just individually. I mean, we've got SMW, Mosin, and Nupo. So 3 very incredible players individually, probably even better as a team. Only one way to find out, though, as we head on over into our next semifinal.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one for sure. So I know everyone in the chat, I want to hear what the chat thinks. I want to hear the chat's prediction game-wise. Give me an exact game score, 4-1, 4-0, 4-2, or 4-3. How do you see this is going and who is going to win it? Want to know what you all are thinking, because guess what? It's a community cup, so we want to get the community involved. So love talking with everybody, being in the chat, so active today. Here, all the people showing out and showing up for this MENA region.
The chat is like fully trusting in you too, and they're like, I put like 100 points on R8 because of Rome. So if that goes south, that's on you to apologize. If I lose, I will say the biggest apology ever, guys.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm sorry in advance if you end up losing your 132 points. If you needed that 132 points, just send me the bill, man. Send me the bill for the 132 points. I don't know how we'll figure that out. We'll get it sorted later. But already, Twisted Minds making it look like I was silly for predicting that R8 Esports would pull it out.
I mean, it is, to be fair, this is just the beginning of things. I'm kind of along the lines of you. I'm not completely counting out R8, but yes, opening goal does go to Twisted Minds very early into this game. Number 1 here on a great passing play between 2 players that we all kind of were like, all right, keep your eyes on. So SMW with that first initial one, maybe a second one right here as he goes around off the sidewall. This turns into a clear for R8 and Suspect all the way upfield. Couldn't find the angle off it. Nupo got him beat out defensively. And Twisted Minds pretty much doing the expected.
Yeah, solid play to start this one out. Getting this series underway. They've gotten most of the control so far. We do know that R8, they can strike back in a hurry. A lot of their victories earlier on were based off of their defensive efforts. Just being super strong defensively and then finding those counterattacks anytime that the offense would just overcommit. And right now, Talem might be able to make a nice play out of something. But nothing quite there just yet. But either way, R8 Esports still finding an opportunity early, and that's what you want to see.
Yep, this is exactly what you want to see. R8 Esports, the fact that this is just a 1-goal game right now is not too bad of a space to be in. Nupo just trying to work together with Mosin to place this one forward, but unfortunately for them, play goes horizontal. You need it vertically towards that net right there. In less than 3 minutes to go. R8 Esports, this is one of the closer attempts that they've had. Although shot goes wide, it's not a bad try.
Not bad at all. Suspect gonna be blocking this one out, but not gonna be stopping Twisted Minds from moving up the pitch. R8 Esports now just trying to intercept and get a touch here anywhere they can to keep Twisted Minds the pressure that they're trying to put on from a mounting. But right now, a great pass from the ceiling coming out. Twisted Minds not able to convert. Still a great try coming in from them. Nupo looking to make a play happen up top. That's going to be thwarted by the defense yet again. R8 not messing around at all, but SMW adding another one to their tally.
I like this one too. It's just a very solid individual play off the ceiling, reset to get some speed past Basil's attempt to make the save. It really, again, it's just the expected right now. It's more R8 to try and pull off some sort of an upset play here, and it's been more difficult than they would like. And here's another one. Follow up from Nupo off the backboard here from SMW. Twisted Minds just like that, up by 3.
Yeah, Twisted Minds looking to make a statement. Maybe they saw, the previous game with the Falcons, and they said, all right, if Falcons are going to be sitting here putting on dominating performances, if we want to take them down in the finals, we have to do the same thing here and now. And oh man, 1v1 Talem versus Nupo, and the cleanup is there, but no, the defense is even quicker. Basil is going to be sending this one away.
I'm still trying to make it happen too. This one towards backboard. You saw Suspect just kind of throw himself at that ball, and that's what you start to see a little bit too, is although it isn't the cleanest attempt to try and put that ball forward, it is an attempt being made. What you do got to be careful of are the counters. Once you make that first initial touch, if it falls into the hands of the wrong people, then the redirects apparently are going to start coming out.
Yeah, and I will say Nupo definitely the wrong person you want to give that opportunity to. Already 2 goals into this game, feeling good, and definitely not the person that you want to get hot if you're R8. We know that R8's a very defensive team, and when you're a pretty defensive team, if you're going to give up 4 goals and not score at all, that's not a recipe for success for the rest of the series.
4-0, 4 unanswered goals for R8 Esports right now. Trying to do not necessarily the impossible. There is a chance, but Twisted Minds are just playing a much more connected game right now. Even this one falling out of their hands, it's Basil over to Suspect, right back over to SMW. So Twisted Minds doing a great job of just stopping a lot of things in their tracks. That's one of the few times we've seen that get away from Twisted Minds. And a better attempt from R8, but immediately everybody just sent running back home as Twisted Minds quickly returned to offense.
Yeah, R8 did a really solid job of, creating that play and really leaving it up to the one-on-one, but unfortunately, Twisted Minds just got the better of them yet again. And Nupo now with a hat trick. And Nupo's feeling really good out there on the pitch. 19 seconds left. This one's all signed, sealed, delivered. Twisted Minds going up 1-0.
Yep, this is a new player on the roster here. Just got brought in recently. So first showing with him in a major event in a while. So Twisted Minds, not too bad a shout. Guess they made the right decision because it's been working so far. 10 seconds left to go and 5 goals needed is just literally not possible. So Twisted Minds are going to be taking game number 1 here in this semifinal. Maybe one more for the road home. Talem said no, but there you have it. It's been a little bit. They took them to a game 5 in February back in the Open Qualifier 3. It has been a while for this team. So with the addition of Nupo, I'm sure that the challenge just became that much more difficult.
Yeah, especially when you're playing a team so often as these squads are in this region. It's definitely disappointing to only get, 1 game against them in the last 5 months. So, hopefully they'll be able to turn the tides here and maybe pick one up, but after that game number 1 performance, it just seems like it's going to be Twisted Minds all over this one.
Yeah, this is pretty heavily one-sided for the time being. It's not that R8 Esports are playing bad. They're definitely doing the best that they can, but playstyle difference. The problem is when Twisted Minds have a little bit of space, it just becomes detrimental. It is a very difficult thing to try and get caught back up to. This one, thankfully for R8, hits the lip and then bounces back up, and Twisted Minds have to try again, but it just continues to fall into the hands of the wrong people. And 2 minutes into this one, we still managed to stay scoreless.
Somehow, some way, both of these squads haven't been able to find it, and as we say that, a nice opportunity for Twisted Minds to be able to get the first one on the board. Nupo looking to make it happen, but Suspect sends it wide. Now Talem looking for the center. Is there going to be a player there? There is a player there, but yet again, the defense from Twisted Minds holding true, and R8 Esports need to go back to the drawing board to see exactly how they want to approach this offensive attack, because every single time they've tried something, it has just been corralled by Twisted Minds and sent back the other way.
Yeah, this is it's pretty difficult to even think about a plan on offense when you're forced in your back end so much. Nupo to the backboard. That's a great read there from Talim, and I like that. Anticipating those backboard reads is really going to save you a lot of trouble later on if you're R8 Esports. So great transition out. It's just more so how quickly can you follow up your touch, because Twisted Minds are very, very quick to go and meet you wherever that ball is.
It's right now Talim. Oh my goodness, with a great center to Suspect. Just guided it right to him. R8 Esports actually getting the opening goal in this game number 2. So maybe this is exactly what they were looking for halfway through this game.
Yeah, I mean, my jaw is low-key on the floor after that one, I'm not going to lie. It just, you got to hold on to it, maybe turn it into another one off the kickoff. Suspect and Basil working together. You know what? That's what you got to do. Do your thing.
Do you, boo-boo. That's what I'm telling these players out there right now, and that's exactly what R8 are doing. They are doing them to a T. Great stuff coming out from R8. Talim on the defensive end, trying to keep Twisted Minds off the board. And maybe they won't be able to, but yet again, Basil with the save, going off the post. Twisted Minds, a nice shot for sure. A nice chance, but they don't get anything out of it.
2 minutes left to go, and Twisted Minds are down by 2. That just feels kind of crazy to say right now. I will put it out there, though. I did anticipate this being, like I said, a lot closer than what we saw in our last series. So it's not too crazy for R8 to have, found a little bit of success and been able to hold on to it. But Twisted Minds just really struggling now to kind of get their footing back together. Great pass and play off the post and followed up by Basil. And that is the speed that you have to be able to put out there if you're going to put up a fight against Twisted Minds.
And it's so wild because this is the R8 that we saw yesterday. Even when they take a loss, they can come back and have a dominating victory. And I mean, right now, that's exactly what it's looking like. This is looking like dominance coming out from R8 in this second game. It looks like everything is clicking for this squad, almost able to get a fourth yet again. That would be massive. Taking a 4-0 advantage, that would pretty much erase any momentum that Twisted Minds felt like they have. I mean, shoot, it feels like most of that momentum is already gone.
Yeah, definitely it has disappeared a little bit here. Just a minute to go is all you got to hold on to, though. And here comes Mosin, pass over to Nupo. Nupo just throwing this ball forward, but back into the hands of R8 Esports. This is a desperate attempt at a bump to allow Twisted Minds any sort of a play off this one. But it looks like this game 1 is really falling away from Twisted Minds. This one up and down. Bossel and Suspect working together again to drive this one forward and through and coming out successful. This just made it bordering impossible for Twisted Minds to come back from.
Yeah, I will say that. It's pretty much impossible. Twisted Minds have put together a lot of goals in quick succession, but I mean, the way that R8 are playing right now and the way we know how they can lock things down on the defensive end, like you stated, it's all but impossible at this point. And it's just going to be about slowing down the R8 momentum that they've been able to build up. I mean, this has been truly impressive. The bounce back, the difference. It honestly seems like we're watching Twisted Minds on the blue side in this game number 2, just because of how drastic that game number 1 was. You would assume that Twisted Minds would come out and, put on another dominating performance, but instead it goes the other way, and oh man, almost going to be the first goal of the game for Twisted Minds, but even that blocked away, and that's going to be R8 winning 4-0. Like that is impressive right there to turn that around.
Yeah, that is extremely
going to respond. Are Twisted Minds going to come out firing? Are they going to be able to get the early lead? Are we going to see another game go a couple minutes without a goal because teams are just playing so defensive? Or, there's a lot of different ways that this could go. R8 Esports could also keep that momentum going and just keep on pouring in goals. We just got to wait and find out.
Game number 3 somebody gets to take a little bit of momentum in the series score and build on it here. And Suspect wants to be the first to give R8 the opportunity to be that team. SMW demoed off for his efforts, and then Mosin didn't realize that he was third man on that play, so he's racing back, doesn't get there in time, and R8 take advantage.
Yet again, R8 striking first. The question is, are they going to be able to keep this one rolling? Because right now, the way that Twisted Minds have played that second game, it makes you think that maybe R8 might be able to get another one. And who knows, maybe R8 can steal this series. Maybe me and the person that put 132 points on them weren't as crazy as everyone roasted us to be.
I mean, it definitely wouldn't be crazy. I would love, like I said, I don't mind being wrong if it's like for some crazy upset storyline. It makes things just so much more fun. But yeah, everybody expected Twisted Minds. You somehow managed to rally somebody to put 3,387. So you and the troops are a little bit bigger than you were before. Rallying behind R8 is Suspect. Great goal line save there, keeping Twisted Minds out as they hold on to their 1-goal lead. Race that over!
Wow. I thought that was going to be it for sure. But oh man, unfortunate. I believe that it's pronounced Basel?
Basel is what they're saying.
Basel, okay. All right. Well, thank you, chat, for helping us out. We love getting these players' names pronunciated right, especially from other regions. You know, it's obviously not clear cut and dry on how to pronounce each and every one. So we'll take all the tips and all the advice that we can get. And right now, R8, they're getting all the goals they can get, up 2-0 over Twisted Minds. And I mean, this is insane. This is now what, working on 9 straight minutes already that Twisted Minds haven't scored. So yikes.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Twisted Minds. You saw Vossel just carry that one around the corner, leave it down for Talon to follow up, and now this one having to get denied. No follow-up in time, though, to turn it into a 3rd goal. But R8 Esports, again, just very, very much in the faces of Twisted Minds, not afraid to take those very close challenges. But again, working together, making sure that the opportunities are actually, real opportunities. They're not just throwing paint at a wall and hoping something sticks. So 2:43 to go. Twisted Minds down 0-2. No response to be made, and very few opportunities have been found to even try and find their way back onto this board.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about the R8 defense in game number 1, and they gave up a bunch of goals, and I haven't talked about it really that much since, and they have shut out Twisted Minds on that end. So, I mean, the defense is definitely stepping up in a massive way and making sure that, they're getting every advantage possible. And they're sitting here saying, all right, we might not need to score a bunch of goals. As long as you don't score any, all we got to do is put one in the back of the net. And right here and now, R8 doing a great job yet again. 3 minutes through this one, looking to keep that pressure on.
Less than 2 minutes to go now. Talon, he spots Basel. Flip reset down towards the net there, and you just have to try it again. Suspect shot forward. Great stop there from Mosin, but now he's 0 boost in net here. Gonna have to do the best he can. Luckily enough, gets a touch. It's a big pop-up into the mid here. And SMW wants to get the beat out, but Vossel's just been too quick. Not this time, though. It takes 2 players from Twisted Minds to break through the defense. Finally, Twisted Minds are on the board.
Yeah, I mean, it took long enough. I will say that. Almost a 10-minute goal drought coming in for Twisted Minds, but finally is going to be broken. And now R8, you can't get over aggressive, but you definitely don't want to let up what you've been cooking with, because it has been working for so long. The bump coming out, nice chance there for Twisted Minds. Not able to put it on target.
Minute 15 to go. Just a 1-goal deficit right now. Talon up in the air towards backboard. Great stop there from Nupo. Nupo's going to try and follow it. You see SMW lurking, waiting for some sort of a center if possible. I'm expecting the shot. Here it comes, but Suspect beats him out, gets a clear out made, and they're wasting time that Twisted Minds needs. Nupo to the backboard. Again, great coverage from Talum and R8. They have the top and the bottom of that net covered, and it's a quick counter out to the other side.
Yeah, yet again, R8 in striking distance, but the clear was good from SMW. It goes all the way, goes off the post and in. Twisted Minds, they needed a break, and that was it right there. That was the one they needed.
This is something that's, kind of hindered teams a lot before, is if your touch is unlucky enough to fall into the hands of your opponents, all it takes is one very on-target clear. In this case, it was to the post and in, but it just starts to slip away, and now Twisted Minds trying to build on it. Carries the reset down, lets it try and float. This one's not in. Suspect has just been the bailout for this team so many times, but the same can be said for the post. This one, though, finally will find its way through at 13 seconds. It took 3 shots and SMW to finish this off for Twisted Minds to go back in a lead.
Yeah, R8, I'm sorry for talking about how good your defense has been, because since then you've given up 3 goals to Twisted Minds, and now they've got the advantage again with 13 seconds left, and then they get the cushion. That is not what you wanted to happen from R8. An absolute collapse as they give up 4 goals in the last 2 minutes to Twisted Minds, and I mean, that's pretty much going to seal the deal on this game.
Yeah, 11 seconds left to try and find 2. You got to get something off the kickoff here and then redo that. So this is going to pop up. Talum, his shot goes out into the corner here. Follow-up is just, again, denied over and over and over. And as this one hits 0 seconds, Twisted Minds steal game 3 in that last minute there and walk on over with their second. Being able to walk away with that win there in that last minute, just really ramping up the aggression and finding their way through is a great sign for them. But being able to take match point would be even better. However, you do got to win your challenges. Suspect has been the one to frustrate Twisted Minds the absolute most. His shot just bounces off the car of Mosin, and, well, Twisted Minds give up a goal.
Yeah, Mosin, definitely an unfortunate bounce right there off of his hood. He'll try and get that one back. But either way, Suspect, like you stated, has been a problem on the pitch for Twisted Minds, keeping that going into game number 4. Nupo tried to go for the challenge, doesn't end up hitting on it. Basel tried to get that one around the defender, not going to be able to just quite yet. Twisted Minds now going to be getting the clear. Basel down low, middle, and SMW actually going to be scoring this one. That one got a little bit wonky with the touch, but Mawson put it right off the ceiling perfectly for him. Man, what a play though that was. If that was all coordinated, like, props to them. That was insane.
No, there's no way that wasn't coordinated. There was definitely a level of communication made that he was like, somebody go low. I'm going to take this from the ceiling and down. But R8 on the other side of things, trying to communicate enough to get through defense right now. Not quite as successful. And Nupo stealing forward. Mosin tries to make the angle just a bit too high off this shot. In 4 minutes, 5 seconds to go. It's still tied game here.
Oh, man. The way that these squads are battling it out, we knew that it was probably going to be a back and forth, a little bit closer than most people expected. But, I mean, the way that they have been battling has been insane, as that one got pinned against the post, so close to going in. But Basel with a nice chance, or Basel, excuse me, with a nice chance yet again, high and above the crossbar, not going to be able to drop it down. SMW going to need to corral this one and get it past one. He does that. Now he's got to get it past the second one. Suspect not able to intercept. Mawson up top. Sends it to the backboard, but it is going to be collected by Tom. Trying to go back the other way for R8 yet again. Basel making his way downtown. Walking fast. Getting intercepted. Not homebound. Talum yet again on the defensive end, trying to get a stop. R8 able to just for a second, but the pressure from Twisted Minds is mounting.
Yeah, this pressure is definitely building. It's waiting to see who's going to be the first one to crack here. Demo could open things up a little bit, but Basel and Talum working together to just force their way out of their own half. not as successful unless Suspect is on the play. He really has just been the MVP for R8 Esports throughout this series. And he's trying to keep it that way to the backboard. Great read there from Mosin over to the sidewall. And another great anticipated read from Talim. And that's what R8 Esports have to do. You got to anticipate those sidewall touches or those big clears, because that's how you slow down Twisted Minds. But the more important part of the play is following it up into a shot opportunity. And that's kind of what's been missing a little bit for R8 in comparison to that last game, is just the speed, quite frankly.
The speed is definitely there right now. Marcel on the defensive end, looking to get the block, is able to get that challenge, but Mosin's still there to get a touch onto it. Still very dangerous on the R8 half. Twisted Minds putting in a lot of pressure right now as R8 trying to get the clear. Not quite going to be able to cleanly, and that just means it's going to be an easy challenge for Twisted Minds yet again, and that's going to be so dangerous. But Bostel on the line, holding it strong for R8, keeping this at an even game when it really seems like, with all this pressure from Twisted Minds, that it shouldn't be.
Yeah, they're still trying to keep this one going here, Nupo. Enough in the tank to make the angle off the double there. I was curious if it was enough. I think he made his way all the way down to probably about like less than 10 for sure, but he uses everything left to get that final touch there to go upper 90, and Twisted Minds take the lead at a minute 26.
Nupo yet again coming in clutch in this series right when Twisted Minds needs him the most. The question is he going to be able to keep it up? Because all they got to do in this game is just hold on that defensive end, which recently Twisted Minds have done a decent job of. But R8 looking to get that momentum back that they were able to capture in that second game, and heading into the first half of that third game as well. The thing is, if they aren't going to be able to, this one's going to be all Twisted Minds the rest of the way.
Yeah, this is something that could very quickly fall out of the hands of R8 Esports. 45 to go right here. SMW reset over one. This one in the backboard. Shot denied by Suspect and Bostel to carry. Nobody on defense back. It's a quick tie-up here in the last moments of the game. And this is what you got to be careful of. You can't be too confident. You saw Nupo go for that challenge. He lost it. And as soon as it happens, it's just a clear-up field to an open net.
Yeah, Nupo, you can't go for that one unless you're 100% certain that you're going to be able to get a touch onto it, because it left that net just absolutely wide open. And I mean, that right there with such little time left is just not worth it to go for that challenge. It's really just not. You have the lead in the game. Just play solid defense, and now you won't find yourself in a situation where you might be going to overtime, but that's exactly what we're looking at with 15 seconds left in regulation.
Oh man, you got to be careful too, because I mean, obviously R8 in this situation is going to be putting a lot more feet forward. You saw the triple commit to make just 100% make sure that shot was out. So you got to be ready for anything that comes your way. They're going to kill this ball, send themselves to OT with Twisted Minds, and somebody is going to end this right here. R8 Esports looking to tie up the series, and Twisted Minds looking for match point.
Will they be able to find it here and now, though? This R8 Esports roster has shown that they've got grit. If they're able to get this goal, all the momentum, everything that Twisted Minds have started to build up, where it feels like they're in such a lead in this series, it will all be for naught, as we'll be all knotted up at 2 apiece.
You got to be careful too. Twisted Minds, they've made a couple of attempts at passing plays, yet there is no one there that they're passing to. So that's a little bit of a communication thing going on, and it falls in the hands of R8, so they got to be careful of that one. They send them back in their own half. Big clear out in mid, immediately stopped. Pass down into the corner. Nupo up next. Pass drop down. SMW shot goes high off the backboard here, and Bostel gonna try and turn this one into shot opportunity for R8. In a minute into this, a couple of very scary shots coming through, and Twisted Minds just got to be throwing their hands up, just thanking the Rocket League gods that one didn't go in. But unfortunately for them, Suspect continues to be a thorn in their side.
Basel left it up for him, and Suspect came through. I don't think Twisted Minds...
Upsets and crazy series upsets. But yeah, there is one game that means more than most, and that is when you are tied on series point, looking to head over to match point to end everything. So whoever takes this one might just claim all the momentum in the rest of the semifinal.
Do you know if anyone from Twisted Minds has been to Gamers 8 or the Esports World Cup?
I think pretty much all of them. I know when I was there last time, Mosin and SMW were there for sure. I think Nupo actually might have been as well. So they all have experience in EWC in some form.
And I know that was also like a slightly different format with the 1v1s and the 2v2s and things like that. So, I mean, all these players are individually insane mechanically. And you have to remember that in these moments where they're having such good teamwork that, you know, there can be these moments of brilliance in these one-on-ones. And we've seen it multiple times where players will challenge players one-on-one straight up and beat them out. And, I mean, all that 1v1, that 2v2 work, it all pays off. And you can see it here.
Oh, for sure. Twisted Minds just individually are some of the most skilled players out there for sure. So putting them together is a whole new world of crazy if they are able to just kind of click and connect on it. But for now, R8 Esports, they've just kind of had a one-up on them. And, well, they're trying to keep that one going. Unfortunately for them, that entire play just kind of fell apart there to accuracy. But Twisted Minds still in this one. Same with R8. Pressure been back and forth. And Nupo going to try and cut it off here. Great save, though, from Talum.
Yeah, I thought Nupo was going to be able to find the crack right there, but not going to be able to just quite. Spastel yet again gets a touch. Tried to get the clear. Not going to be able to. Nupo, another shot attempt coming in, this time from the side. Not able to find the angle.
It's a big one upfield, Nupo. He's about to get challenged by Suspect, which is the last person you want if you're a Twisted Minds player right now. Really just that MVP for R8 Esports, I think, in everyone's opinion. Less than 3 minutes to go. Still scoreless. No one's found their way in just yet. Talum, half a tank to work with. Reset towards that net there. Mosin just lurking with Nupo, waiting to try and get out of their own half. 50 goes back. SMW sends it up to Nupo. Nupo to the backboard. Does he have the space to read? No. Talum's defense continues to reign strong.
The defense for both of these squads have been absolutely exceptional halfway through this game. As yet again, SMW, who I'm now hearing from the chat is Simu. Simu or Simu? One of those two. Or Sima. We'll figure it out from chat. They'll let us know. But either way, thanks, chat. We appreciate you, as always. 3 minutes into this one, tie game. Twisted Minds looking to break the ice and take the advantage in this series over R8 Esports, who have been absolutely ridiculous when it comes to the grit and the grind. And right there, R8 Esports show just what they've been able to do, and that's make something out of really nothing. Suspect sends it off the roof again. That's the second time now that R8 have been able to pull this play off.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the second time we've seen that, actually, that exact play where somebody sends it up to the ceiling and it's that lurk to catch in the air and drive it forward with some power. So R8 Esports first on the board, denying the Twisted Minds response right here. SMW gonna try to do the same thing pretty much, except it falls into the hands of Vassell. This one on the ground, Twisted Minds just really almost grasping at straws now, because R8 Esports have been so cool and calm and collected when they're on the offensive pressure. Nupo keeps this one from turning into a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, that right there was a close call for sure. If R8 would have been able to get that, that's when Twisted Minds really would have been in a world of trouble. They're already in a world of trouble. I mean, they've only got 80 seconds left in this one. They have to find the answer, at least one, and not just that. They've got to win it out in potentially overtime. And, I mean, that is going to be tough unless you just get the full clear and there's nobody back on the side of R8 to get it. That right there is a breakdown. As Nupo, he saw the open net from a mile away.
Yep, Suspect just very, very low boost and was already cheated up towards that midline. So one big on-target clear just becomes a shot, not in the dark, but in the net. And Suspect trying to give them a taste of their own medicine off the kickoff. Not quite as successful this time. Pass to Mosin, drives this one upfield. Twisted Minds on the attack. And you just got to play the patient game. Less than a minute to go here in this game 5. It's a really important one because winner heads over to match point.
And right now, match point is very important for both of these squads right now, because the way that this one's been going, it really feels like every single game has been a toss-up. And you know, right now for these squads, there's so much on the line as well in this series. I mean, you're guaranteed top 2, which is massive. This is literally thousands of dollars on the line in this series alone. So this means so much in this pivotal game number 5.
13 seconds left, still a tied game. Talem gonna carry this one up, gets challenged by Nupo, loses it, but Suspect there to work with Bossel towards the net. It's crossbar down and in. It's a pinball shot for R8 Esports.
Oh my goodness. I cannot believe it. R8 Esports might be doing it. 2 seconds left for Twisted Minds to try and keep R8 from getting to series point. SMW sends it up high. Bossel able to collect it. It drops down, and that's going to be it. R8 Esports are up. And you know that right now, if you are Falcons, you are the biggest R8 Esports fan in the world. You are saying, take this Twisted Mind squad down. That way we probably feel like we don't have to sweat as much in the finals. But I mean, the way R8 are playing, I mean, maybe Falcons do have to be a little nervous if R8 ends up moving on.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I'm a believer in the upsets. I don't know if I'm that crazy. But R8 Esports definitely are putting up a crazy fight against Twisted Minds. I mean, you got to go one giant after the other. So you do the best that you can with the abilities that you've got to be able to put out on the field. And again, huge respect to Suspect. He really has been the one that has kept R8 in this. He's made so many crucial saves, but even teed up so many important shots. And the fact that now Bossel and Talem are duoing to make a lot of those important shots come true. Twisted Minds are pretty much going up against the craziest challenge they didn't expect.
Yeah, at all. I mean, this right here has been absolutely wild. I mean, everybody from Bossel, SMW, everyone is stepping up in a major way for this R8 Esports roster. And I mean, Suspect has been the one to be there to seal the deal, whether it's finding the clutch pass or being the one to score the goal himself. Nupo going to be looking to make the play, but not able to. He was looking for the bump, but wasn't able to get a connection.
This one floating back forward. Here comes SMW's shot on target. It's just an easy open net at that point as far as placement was concerned. Oh man, it's Suspect's touch just fell into the wrong hands right there. Twisted Minds up by 1. And there you have it. Twisted Minds kind of, sort of, back in this.
I mean, SMW clutching up again. And I mean, I've been saying it. He's been playing great. Both players have players that are really standing out on each side right now. And Twisted Minds, they need this one to push this to a Game 7. I don't think we've had a Game 7 so far in these Community Cups. I don't think we had one for the SAM region, if I do remember correctly. So who knows? Maybe this will be the first one. Is Nupo going to be getting a second goal for Twisted Minds early on? So 2 minutes in, Twisted Minds looking to settle the score.
Not too bad. They're coming back into this one looking a lot more like themselves in the early stages of this series here. Trying to force a Game 7 for a chance at that final spot. And here they go again. Nupo, half a tank to work with here. His challenge still in favor of Twisted Minds. It's Talem that sends them off the ball. And SMW shot sent up. Bossel working together. He's been able to do this a few times. I expected it again once you saw the slow attempt to get to it. And, well, there you have it. R8 back in this one. Cut that deficit in half.
Bossel with a great one right there from the top ropes. Bringing it within 1 now. R8 getting that momentum back on their side. Understanding, hey, we're 1 goal away from being able to tie this up, potentially forcing overtime, and also 1 goal away from making Twisted Minds be really, really nervous because, man, if R8 can pull this off in the last 2.5 minutes of this game, that would be huge. That would be a massive upset for pretty much everyone that was getting ready to watch this match. I don't know if anyone truly, if they had to put, more than channel points where their mouth was, that they would have put it on R8. I feel like Twisted Minds was such a heavy favorite coming into this that right now with their backs against the wall, we got to see what they're really made of.
Well, I did say yesterday, I felt like, the way that the group stage and the playoff bracket played out, that MENA did put their best 2 feet forward as far as who could have created an upset, right? Victory and R8, in my opinion, were those 2 teams that if they got put against these 2 particular rosters, Falcons and Twisted Minds, they had a better chance than most. And Victory definitely proved it. Falcons just too big a feat, but R8 Esports is doing what at least you even predicted, right? They're doing it 1 game at a time. They're playing a little bit more patiently. They're not trying to go all crazy. It's just slow and methodical, just letting these opportunities come to them. But same can be said for Twisted Minds. Nupo, he saw the first shot attempt go off. I believe it might have been the post there, or the side. Yeah, off the post. And just forces the follow. Twisted Minds up by 2. But yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head. A lot of people didn't expect anybody to really be able to pull off an upset, but those were for sure MENA's best 2 chances at pulling it off in the EWC Community Cup.
Oh, for sure. And now they've got 70 seconds left if you're R8 to come back into this one. It's going to be much easier said than done, though, as there hasn't been much that's been given to you. If they can get around this last player, which won't be the case, then maybe they'll be able to bring it within 1. But unfortunately, it's going to be going back up the other way. Nupo with the center off the backboard. Nobody's going to be home, though. Potentially could have put it in himself if it was a little bit closer to being on target. Talem tried to find the center. Nobody's going to be there yet again.
40 seconds on the clock and a 2-goal lead for Twisted Minds here. Around the corner. Shot opportunity, a little bit to the side there, but not completely off target. 30 seconds left to go, 26 now, and Twisted Minds still holding onto their 2-goal lead. R8 Esports trying to get back into this one. Reset over SMW to give a shot opportunity to the backboard, but it's covered.
And now with just a few seconds left, it looks like we will be going more than likely to that game number 7, which is only the second game 7 that we've had so far in these community cups. The first one was Team Secret versus Loud, so we have had 1 before. But aside from that, this is the only other game 7, so a great match, both of these squads.
Champions field, loser goes home, winner goes to face off against the Falcons in the grand finals.
There couldn't be more on the line. Maybe in the grand finals, but there couldn't be more on the line in the semifinals. Right now, both of these squads are looking hyped and ready, and Nupo starting things off with a bang. 6 seconds in, gonna be getting this one as he drops it down low, able to slide it in under the defender.
Oh man, I mean, you know what? That's the energy you got to come out with at the beginning of a game 7, just up in the faces of R8. 6 seconds in, Twisted Minds already on the board. Can they do it again? It's a momentum-based game right now. You just got to be able to build off it.
Yeah, and the first goal of the game has been very telling so far in this series. It feels like if you're able to get off to an early lead, whatever team does has been able to hang on to it. So we'll see if Twisted Minds can hang on to this lead or if R8 might be able to tie this one up. But either way, the demo came out, and that is just a thing of beauty for Twisted Minds. I mean, I don't even know if they understood that the ball was already going to be slow rolling in, but the demo was coming out regardless. They went for it. It was an open net, and I mean, either way, Twisted Minds will take it all day long.
Well, that's also just a very unfortunate situation for Suspect. It gets 50 pinched off Talem, and Suspect's recovery just not in a position to go back and save it. As slow as it was, the recovery was not in his favor. So 2-0 for Twisted Minds, just like that. Suspect looking to put R8 onto the board for the first time in this game 7 here. And shot on target. Mosin ground save here, and they are just inching their way towards this goal, and somehow Twisted Minds, they were keeping them out, but they falter. It's Bossel's shot. I think this is like the 3rd follow-up that finally puts them in.
Yeah, a lot of follow-ups and a lot of goals early. I thought this was going to be a defensive effort in this Game 7. That is anything but the case. Already 3 goals in the first minute. These squads are letting the fireworks happen.
You just got to keep building on it too, right? So you're only leading by 1 now. You're in their half, Nupo.
Oh!
You had the space. It's just a tough angle to try and find when you're that close up. And R8 Esports, really, they just want to, again, match the energy of Twisted Minds, which is a much faster-paced game than what we've been seeing throughout this series. And just not allowing Twisted Minds any space. You see that backboard coverage. It's a lot more consistent than what we've seen before, but also those cheat-ups towards mid could be dangerous from what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, honestly, the way that these squads have been battling it out has just been so impressive. It's been a great battle to witness between these 2 squads. Right now, R8 Esports definitely going to be looking to tie this one up, and they're going to be able to right there. I thought for a second it was going to get saved, but no, Suspect is going to be able to make sure that this one goes all the way in. Is that right there is gorgeous. Gets it right past Nupo, and Mawson just not able to get enough onto it to send it off the post.
He tried so hard to. Just unfortunate, but great shot for R8. 3:08 on the clock. It's back to a tied game. And like I said, it's pretty coin flippy. You really don't know. That first half usually is in favor of R8 Esports, but instead the latter is happening. Twisted Minds have all the favorites in the world, and R8 Esports have just completely taken it away.
Are you kidding me, Suspect? Reading this one off the wall perfectly, able to slot it in. And now R8 Esports already making the 2-0 comeback in this game to be up 3-2. R8 Esports now putting Twisted Minds on their heels. Who would have thought? Aside from me and a few people in chat that predicted it, who would have thought that R8 might be able to pull this one out?
I mean, not many people, to be honest.
Oh my God.
They came into this with a lot of respect for Twisted Minds, but they know that, honestly, running away with a series affects the mental in a crazy way. And if you just play with some speed and confidence, R8 goes crazy.
Yeah, I mean, right now, R8 are just really on a roll. 4 goals in a row in the last, minute? That is tough, man. That is tough. If you are Twisted Minds, you have to slow down this momentum ASAP and find some of your own, but when it rains, it pours, and Game 7 is where history is made, and R8 are trying to rewrite history of never taking out Twisted Minds and saying sayonara here in this Community Cup.
Suspect has just been the player for R8. Whether it's on offense or defense, he is the reason a lot of this stuff has been able to happen for R8 in some very, very clutch moments. This one just slow rolling towards that net there, but you're up by 3, just over 2 minutes to go here. And Twisted Minds boxed in their own half. There's been no way for them to get out. This is one of the first times. And there you have it. It's shot opportunity. All 3 players couldn't keep this one out. So that's a great sign for the Twisted Mind fans.
Yeah, after giving up 5 goals in a row, finally, Twisted Minds are going to be answering back. Now, there's 2 minutes on the clock. This is plenty of time, okay? Nobody get too worried if you're a Twisted Minds fan. Yes, you can start to get a little bit rattled, but at the end of the day, you know what your squad is capable of. This Twisted Minds roster, they've shown greatness. They've shown it, and right there, a glimmer of it as they almost were able to get another one, but stopped at the line yet again.
This one floats down. Bostel caught it, though. And all you have to do is really just kind of chuck this ball out of your half. You don't even have to try and finish a play afterwards. Just do solo plays at this point. Waste some time off of the clock, but don't cheat up too far. Like you said before, you don't want to get overconfident when you're in a lead, especially against a team like Twisted Minds, where it can fall out of your hands very, very quickly. So Talum, 2 touches over 1 into the back of the net, and well, 3 goals up on Twisted Minds just like that.
Talum telling everybody what you talking about. Simple as that. You gotta let him know, and he's doing that right here in game number 7. Where it matters the most, we get the highest scoring game out of every single game so far throughout, I believe, the whole day. I believe this is the highest scoring game of the day. So, I mean, these squads are putting on a show in Game 7, specifically R8 Esports. What a performance out of them right now. And it's not over, but right now I will say it's looking very, very, very dire straits for Twisted Minds. If you want to make a comeback, you've got to score ASAP, and there maybe it is. No, blocked away by Bastel yet again. And the more time that R8 Esports are able to buy, the more realistic this insane upset becomes.
This is crazy. I will say, though, as Mosin puts this one in from the ground, it just became a lot more possible. We saw Falcons score, I believe it was 3 or 4 goals in 41 seconds yesterday. So 45 seconds for 2 to try and tie things up and send it to OT isn't as crazy of a feat. But it is going to be difficult nonetheless. 2 players up from Twisted Minds around the corner. Shot opportunity goes away. No connection on that ball. Bossel has it. All you have to do is air dribble and flip reset to no man's land. And you waste all the time in the world that is needed.
Another clear. That's all you got to do. Just keep sending it back to the Twisted Minds half. You understand they've got to put it in your net twice if they want to win this one. And a big denial right there from Talum sends it back to the deep corner, making SNW and Twisted Minds have to start this push over again, and they're going to need to score in the next couple seconds. It's not going to happen, and that's going to be it. R8 Esports take down Twisted Minds in an insane best of 7 that goes the distance, and R8 just